Assalamualaikum and hello everyone. My name is Roziana Shaari from University Technology Malaysia. I will present the title of my research, which is the influencing factors of secondary school students' intention towards technical and vocational education and training, or TVET, evidence from Peninsular Malaysia. So this is the flow of my presentation. I will start with a little bit about author's biography, proceed with the abstract, introduction, methodology, findings, and conclusion. Okay, regarding me, myself, Roziana Shaari, I have a background in human resource management, also human resource development, and I have research interest in manpower and studies, training and development, organizational learning, and knowledge sharing. Whereas the other fellow friends, Irza, Hanie, Samah, and also Azlineer, Sarip also have quite similar background and research interests as me, except for the other co-authors, which is Dr. Mohamad, Zhurad, Haron. He has the expertise in TVET program, or Automotive Service Technology. This is the abstract of my research. So actually, the study sought to answer two research questions. What are the respondents' related views and attitudes in TVET? And how do TVET knowledge, social norms, and self-efficacy influence TVET intention? Right. So actually, the overall study employ a survey, and we have responses from 480 students from 8 schools in 8 districts across Peninsular Malaysia. Right. So we are more towards convenience sampling based on voluntary participations from 8 schools, with data distribution and collecting assisted by school administrations. So SPS version 21 was used to examine the data, and descriptive and correlation findings were explained. So regarding the results, so I will detail out regarding the result later, according to the objectives. Okay, overall I have two main objectives, and then regarding the conclusion, actually the result of this study indicate that realistic, investigative, and conventional are the three personality traits associated with TVET carriers, as those with a high RIC are assumed to be interested in industrial and engineering technology career path. Self-efficacy and TVET knowledge have significant and positive correlations with TVET intention. Regarding the introduction, so actually the students' interests and attitudes toward TVET become the focus of the study. So for instance, cultural and social norms play a crucial role in fostering individual interests and preventing students from enrolling in technical institutes. TVET is actually emphasized on the occupational education, or it can be defined as the workforce education or technical educations. And it has received considerable attention both nationally and internationally, right? Instead, I mean, either countries from developing countries or developed countries. So with the progressions of globalization, we can say that a more skilled and properly trained workforce is needed. And actually TVET is referring to the preparation for work, regarding the mastering basic knowledge and scientific principles, developing professional skills. And approximately we can say that in Malaysia, 27.5% of Malaysia's workforce is employed in highly skilled jobs, while 60.1% are semi-skilled and 12.4% are low qualified. The workplace of the 21st century is unique, and it will only be able to accommodate those individuals who possess the necessary abilities. What we can say is that by 2025 in Malaysia, the government plans to increase the TVET program enrollment by 2.5 times to 650,000 students. However, we have issues regarding the students in enrollment in TVET program, because based on the previous works or previous literature, we can say that there are lack of interest lack of awareness become the major issues regarding among the all TVET issues. So actually, in Malaysia regarding the secondary school, because this title or this the research is about the context is among the secondary students. So actually in Malaysia we have two tiers of secondary educations, one with the lower secondary and the other is higher secondary. Form 1 and Form 3 are considered as the lower secondary, while Form 4 and Form 5 are referred to as upper secondary. Um, at the conclusion of Form 3, a student will take a public exam known as the Form 3 assessment or PT3. So based on their performance on the P3 results, students will choose between the science and arts streams to continue or pursue their studies. In addition, they may opt for specialized vocational education at technical institutions. Right. I would like to emphasize again the research question of this study. The first one is, what are the respondents' career-related views and attitudes in TVET? And second one is, how do TVET knowledge, social norms, and self-efficacy influence TVET intentions? So we will base on two aspects or concept. One is career-related views. So we adopt Holland's reassess model, individual differences. However, we are only focused on RIC, means that realistic, uh, investigative, and also conventional. Only three personality category are considered since it has relationship or more relevance towards the TVET nature, right? So when we have these individual differences, actually we can investigate the individual interests, how it has effect on person's personality and skills grow, because they affect the kinds of experiences a person has, which in turn affects which traits develop and get better over time. Because environmental conditions create demands on individual, and these demands are explicitly defined in school and work settings. Educational and work contexts may be critical to understanding how personality traits and talents are linked to interests. The second big concept is about the TVET intention and attitudes toward TVETs. So actually this study is based on the theory of social cognitive and planned behavior. um, it says that attitude and behaviors are shaped by personal, environmental, and behavioral factors. Because of this, we would like to investigate how the intentions of students to enroll in TVET program are influenced by their views towards TVET as well as by social and environmental factors. Regarding the methodology, as I said, regarding the populations, we are focusing on the upper secondary school students and focusing on the Form 4 students only, age 16, and majority of them are from arts streams. And we use survey, right? We have 480 samples represented by 8 schools, come from the 8 districts, means that 60 sample per districts or per schools. And regarding the instrument, we use questionnaire, and we have divided the questionnaire into 6 sections, inclusive the demographic. We have 4 items on it, and then career related personality, we have 30 items, 10 for each, means that for realistic, investigative, and also conventional. And the type of data is ordinal. And we have TVET knowledge, we have 6 items on it. We have 4 items on TVET intention, we have 5 items on social norms, and 4 items on self-efficacy. So all these 6 sections, or I mean the 5 sections covered, are related to the theory or the concept that I have explained just now. So regarding the analysis for the objective one, means that regarding the carrier, alright, I mean, okay, regarding the carrier views related to TVET, we use the descriptive Krasker-Wallis, emphasizing on the chi-square, and then we have the Mann-Whitney test and also box plot to explain the first objective. And second objective, we use Spearman and multiple regression to investigate the relationship and also the effect of the independent variable on dependent variable. Our dependent variable is about the TVET intention. Why we use the non-parametric test in this analysis is the approach that we use, because this is more towards the convenient sampling, and then it's not the normal distributions, and moreover the type of data that we've used, we have the ordinal data. That's why we opt to non-parametric tests. Right, regarding the findings, we have the first one about respondents' career-related views and attitude in TVET. We have varieties of findings to explain this. First, you can see that we have 6 districts altogether among the 480 sample for the Peninsular Malaysia. Right, and then we have this RIC profile according to the district and also the school. I mean the total score. Yeah, you can see that overall the respondent career related perspective are more towards the conventional than realistic, right? Because the lowest one is the investigative. Right, next one, we categorize the RIC according to 3 rank: low, moderate, and high. I mean the top, the overall score, right? And then we follow up with the Kruskal-Wallis test in order to determine the differences on TVET perceptions. So we have TVET intention, we have TVET knowledge, social norm, and self-efficacy. The TVET intention is actually our dependent variable. The other variables are referring to the independent variable. So we compare the differences with that. I mean the RIC score group. Okay, the personality of the RIC, and this we have significant differences were found on every perceptions among the RIC 3 rank score. Okay, as you can see that all the propositions are supported because it is less than 0.05. Okay, and then we have this Mann-Whitney U test between high and moderate group. We have also conducted between high and low group, and also we tested the differences between the moderate and also the low group. So actually we have the 3 categorizations of the analysis regarding the Mann-Whitney. Why we focus on the Mann-Whitney? Because the Kruskal-Wallis H test only shows the differences as a whole and does not specify the 2 respondent groups that are responsible for the significant difference. So that Mann-Whitney U test was employed as a follow-up test. And the overall result based on the Mann-Whitney U test shows that there are significant differences in TVET intentions between the 3 groups of respondents, means that the high score RIC group and the low score, moderate score RIC group and the low score, high score, and also the medium score, right? And also the results regarding the TVET knowledge. Okay, we have also the significant differences with all the the categories, and also we have these social norms. However, there's no significant difference between the high score group and the moderate score. The rest we receive we have that significant results. And last but not least is about the self-efficacy. So all the propositions are significant. Yeah, we have the significant differences. Okay, and also we presented the box plot, yeah, to explain more detail about the career related views and attitudes in terms of the differences just now regarding and then you can see that in the box plot, for example, like figure 1 is referring to the TVET intention and the RIC score group. Figure 2 is referring to the TVET knowledge and the RIC score group, whereby the social norms and also the self-efficacy are presented in the figure 3 and 4 when comparison with the RIC score group. So what I can say here that the box plot graph in the diagram clearly shows that the differences between the 3 groups of respondents, where the high RIC group, I'm referring now is the figure 1, yeah, score 21 to 30 has the highest median value represented by the black line in the box plot, followed by the moderate RIC group, And actually the low RIC group score has the lowest median value, indicating that their intention towards TVET is the lowest. So this is the way how we interpret it. And the figure 2, 3, 4, the analysis also follows the same descriptions. And regarding now I present the second objective, which investigate the influences of TVET knowledge, social norms, and self-efficacy on TVET intentions. So we have correlations where we use the Spearman rule, and we have also the regression analysis. Based on the correlations, we only found that two variable, which is TVET knowledge TVET knowledge and self-efficacy have the significant relationship, where TVET knowledge has the moderate strength and self-efficacy has the strong strength, right? We found no correlations on the social norms. When we continue with the regression analysis summary, as you can see on the screen, that only self-efficacy and TVET knowledge explain the model or the TVET intentions. So with that equation, so that will be the model of the study, right? So what can we conclude is that based on the first objective, yes, we can say RIC, realistic, investigative, and conventional are the three personality traits associated with the TVET carriers, as those with a high RIC are assumed to be interested in industrial and engineering technology career paths. So this study actually demonstrates that differences in RIC score have significant effects on TVET intentions, TVET knowledge, social norms, and self-efficacy, suggesting that a greater understanding of students' personality of career choice could generate interesting findings to improve students' interest and awareness in TVET. Whereby the second objective, what we can conclude is that the self-efficacy and TVET knowledge have significant and positive correlation with TVET intention. The regression analysis revealed that the TVET intention among respondents could be explained by self-efficacy and TVET knowledge. Students' intentions to select TVET will grow if they believe they are capable of engaging in TVET activities or pursuing TVET program. With that, I thank you. And actually, this research is funded by the Ministry of Higher Education under the Fundamental Research Grant Scheme (FRGS) with that specific registration proposal number. Thank you very much for your attention.